Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy Handyman, Handy Andy on Demand. Welcome back to another project run through. We were over in the East Cobb Marietta area today, looking at a customer's home. And like many of our customers, he called us out because he saw this window right here. And you see so much of this stuff. He hasn't painted in quite a while. And part of the problem with trim like this is when they did the stucco, they never caulked where the wood hits the stucco. And so when you see the black lines like this, it's just separated over time, and then the flashing was cut short up here. So every time it rains, the water comes down off the top of the stucco and slides right through here. So it's completely rotted out, this piece of brick mold right here. So sometimes we'll piece it in. This one is rotted all the way through from the top down here to the bottom. When you see this wrinkling in here, it's shot too. Same with the right side of the center window panel. So those two sticks will replace entirely. This one up here will replace the top piece of it. On the bottom, on the left side of this particular window, it's just starting to rot in here. So we'll go ahead and replace just an angle cut. We make weather cuts on everything. We back prime the trim so it won't rot. He's to the point now where he really needs to paint. And these are all wooden sashes here. And when you see, like on this front window, see the lines right in here going up? That's because at this sash point right here in the frame, it's never been caulked and sealed, none of them. And so now these windows are just starting to rot. So he doesn't need to replace his windows, but he really needs to go ahead and budget to do a bang-up job repainting the trim and probably the siding on his house as well. He's got a little bit of rot here on the left side. He's got some drainage issues too. A lot of water's coming down through this area and running right through along the house. If you don't manage your water, it's gonna manage you. He's got one piece of soffit. It's gonna be hard to see with the sun right here. We'll try to zero in on it. See that hole right up in this area right here? Right there. So he's got about 2-3 feet of rotted siding in that area right there. And so we come around the stucco. If he's not gonna paint the whole house right now, we should go ahead and caulk this whole thing up. You can see the gaps in the stucco here against the brick and against the trim, and it goes up to the second story. When you come around the front of the house, we just did a beautiful job on a front entry like this one. We can go ahead and resand and repoly, refinish this door on site if he wants. It's not an expensive process, but it makes a huge difference. The front of this stuff isn't even wood, it's OSB, so it's expanding here. These centers on either side, we can piece those in. Someone, it appears, made a repair right here in the frame, but it was done wrong. They did a horizontal cut, so it's starting to rot again. He's got the same issue on the back doors. But once he paints this up, it'll be great. And then as you come around here, right here, there's no kick out flashing where the gutter hits the side of the brick right here. So every time it rains, all this water's dumping down, it comes down, it goes right in this gap, and it's rotted out. The fascia board right here is what the gutter sits against. The underside piece is the soffit right in here. And so that section's all rotted, and you'll see it as we get up a little bit closer on it. See it right there? It's totally rotted out. It's just constant maintenance on these houses, but once you get companies like ours, it's me and my brother, 30 guys running all over Metro Atlanta. You'll usually see us in that little truck right there. Although we're in a full-size van now with a driver to get around. It's gonna be hard to see it, but up over the roof line here, he's got a chunk of rot on both sides of the garage. Camera's gonna have a real tough time getting it, but it's this fascia board right up in here is rotted. And then he's got the same issue right here on this corner. You got enough light here, you can see it. Fascia and soffit in this area right there is all rotted out as well. It's all simple stuff, and a lot of it, these gutters need to be cleaned and then the inside corner sealed. So the corners are all leaking. So we'll make a checklist for him. At the front of the garage, he's got rotted fascia board right here. And again, over on this corner over here. And then he probably doesn't spend much time in the backyard, but we'll go over it real quick. He's getting some drainage issues here. There's a lot of water comes down through this area. We can resolve this for him. He's got some gaps in the concrete back here that we could deal with as well right here. But someone put this French drain system in back here, and you'll hear me all the time in our videos because you never want to put corrugated pipe. All those corrugated pipes will clog, and this one needs to be a bigger drain box right here to catch what's coming off the neighbor side as well. And so it'll stop all this erosion and it'll solve his drainage problem. But a lot of landscapers do that kind of stuff, and then they clog and they don't work. At the basement level right here, because the deck wasn't flashed properly, this angled corner board right here is rotted all the way up. You see the splits in it, and you see there's a gap in the flashing. This flashing was never done. He should have a flashing plate installed on the top of the deck. I don't think he ever comes out here. He's got some rot in the frame right here too that we can fix. Good thing is we can take care of all this stuff for him if he wants to. This right window right here, he's got a little bit of rot right here. We'll replace this whole stick on the right side. We just call that brick mold. This inside corner right here, he's got a lot of rot in the chimney. As we go up, the camera's gonna have a hard time picking it up, but you'll see it as we zoom in. See, all through here is rotted, and you go all the way up that line, and then the left side too. So on the chimney, we would actually be replacing, it's doubled up 5/4 board on both sides, and it's gonna be hard to catch it as well. But at the rear of the chimney, the corner boards are shot too. And then again, this inside corner right here, see the rot up in there? And again, it's because when the builders build these things, they use the cheapest subs and they don't use separate corner pieces. So now every 5 years, and they put holes and rivets through the bottom of the gutters to hold them. And every 5 years, you got to seal those out. Nobody does it. So we can repair the rotted fascia and soffit up there. And then we're almost done. You know, outside of repainting the house, we're one of the few companies that'll hand paint still. This house, we would hand paint the trim and spray paint the siding if you wanted, or we could hand paint it. Same with the deck. If you stay up on top of these decks, this is old wood, old growth wood. Yes, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Your husband had me come to do a bid. So I'm shooting a video for this.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
You didn't ring the bell, so I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't think anybody was here. Sorry.
All right.
So we had a homeowner pop out and come visit us for a second. So here in the corner board right here, you'll see where the caulking failed up top. You see the line right here. None of this wood is back primed, so it's rotted down here. Whenever you see wood fungus growing out of your wood, it's gone on for a long time, and I don't think these guys come out here very often. At the center bay window back here, the right frame is rotted, and you'll get a better view when we come around the chimney right here. See all the rot in this? So it's all fixable stuff. We'll just make a hit list for them and go from there. My brother and I have been doing this for 25 years now in Metro Atlanta. It's kind of hard to believe at this point, but we have. So we pretty much do everything except for swimming pools and air conditioning. So just be patient with us. We just started our on-demand group recently. And those guys, it's a pretty cool setup. You can call the office and prepay for 2 hours of time, and the guys will come out prepared to do some work for you. And that's typically how we do it. You can reach us at 770-912-2829. I'm Andy. See you at the next house. Bye for now.